Patricia, estás muteada, ¿eh? Si estás hablando.
Okay, gracias. Okay, so first of all, welcome. I was just checking if the stream was working on LinkedIn. I can see it's working, but if you can confirm to me whether you can see the live stream on LinkedIn or not. Can you see the stream on LinkedIn? I can. I just want to check before we crack on. Uh, Hello? Okay, I'm gonna assume we can just because I'm able to see it. All right, so I'm gonna just start and I'm gonna present the demo today. So this is once again for the third time in a row. We're running a live demo on LinkedIn. It's meant to show the products that different software engineers build as part of like different teams here in DevAccelerator. So what do? We're a talent accelerator for Spanish-speaking software engineers, right? So our goal is to help Spanish-speaking engineers, whether they are AI engineers, data engineers, software engineers, or tech professionals. We want to help them to land global roles, right? Global. So we're trying to, at the same time, connect European companies with this top 3% Spanish engineering talent, right? So to summarize, we're just a software engineering community, and our engineers have multiple and different specialties, such as like software engineering as a whole, both full stack, backend, and front end, or mobile engineers, tech leads, CTOs, engineering managers, software architects, QA engineers or automation testers, AI engineers, machine learning engineers, design engineers, data professionals, and product engineers. So we have a whole spectrum of different professionals here. So our mission, as I said, is to bridge the gap between these top Spanish-speaking engineers and global tech opportunities. How do we do it at the moment? We're running community-driven initiatives. We run technical upskilling courses or live masterclasses. We also have interview preparation resources. We're also building software tools for these guys to use. We also have English language trainings. And lastly, we also have hands-on career-focused support with them. So this is why we're here today. This is our project building initiative, as I said. It's called the Startup Experience, and the idea is for software engineers to collaborate, to build real-world software products, to integrate LLMs, and to leverage AI and modern AI-assisted engineering tools, whenever it makes sense. Focusing using a micro niche approach. So our goal here is to encourage engineers to build in public, and that's what they've been doing brilliantly the last few weeks. So they've been sharing their updates, their products, live demos, videos, pictures, description of the features they were building. Fantastically good. So you can see different LinkedIn posts over here. So that's pretty much it. So let's crack on with the demo. We have 5 teams today. I'm going to describe briefly what the 5 teams have built. The first one is called Candid. It's an AI-powered technical interview intelligence platform. We also have BoPiq, which is a tool that's meant to generate challenges for social events such as weddings. Then we have Ramón, which is a chatbot that's meant to boost online business sales. We also have Pawlink, which is a lost and found pet adoption platform meant to help both dog or pet owners to find their lost dogs or cats. And then it also helps like different adoption places to actually find those pets, like to be able to offer those pets in adoption. And then lastly, we have Vectra, which is an AI chatbot, for e-commerce businesses. This time, Hector, Ismael, and Agustin built a chatbot specialized in like sports e-commerces, but we'll see it later. So let's start with the first team. The first team this time is Candid, and the team was the team members, were both Carolina, who's an SDT engineer from Peru, Danny, who's a senior .NET backend engineer from Mexico, and also Pablo, who's a full stack engineer from Spain. So guys, if you want to start sharing your screen and presenting the project, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Patrick. Hello, everyone. I'm going to start. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Well, hello everyone. My name is Carolina Terreros. I work with my team that are Daniel Perez and Pablo Arcas. We create Candid. We create a product that the name is Candid AI because this name has a special meaning because of the candidate. We want to optimize all the IT recruitment. Well, first we select some feature for recruitment automation. We want to start doing that kind of automation of IT recruiters and different kind of recruiters, not only IT, but it start with IT because we found this kind of problems that we can give a solution. And not also is for IT, also it includes all kind of recruitment that we have nowadays in different kind of businesses. So we create Candid AI, that our slang is that we hire with evidence, not with intuition. So yeah, as I start saying, well, the hiring challenge all the time is that every interviewer evaluates totally differently because sometimes we have some subjective decisions, maybe we forgot something or some inconsistent feedback, or maybe there are some cycles that are so slow. Sometimes we lost some things. Maybe it's not the person for this current position, but maybe in the future we'll have a better fit with another position. So all these kind of problems, we try to give a solution with Candid. We saw that the main problem is that some recruiters need some structured evidence all the time to have a better perspective, a better feedback, a better eyes to select a perfect, and a more accurate candidate for that role, for that company. So our solution provides that we have an interview, then we use with AI some transcript, we include some cloud AI agent, and then we restructure the evaluation. We have a better knowledge to a hiring decision. We create this architecture that includes different kind of services that we are going to, I want to explain. We use React plus TypeScript, Azure App Service, Fast API, Cloud Sonnet, Skill plus Fabric, Supabase, and OpenAI. So Daniel is going to explain a little more about the architecture, how we create this system design and architecture for our solution.
Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm a software engineer specialized in .NET and Azure. So right now I'm having an issue with my camera. I know why it's working upside down, but well, I will continue without the video. Sorry. Okay, well, the backend, this backend transcribes interview audios, extracts text from uploaded documents or any other interview documents, transcriptions, which run through the transcriptions through an LLM. In this case, it's Cloud via Anthropic Message API. And after that, the LLM uses a rubric that we created in a skill and persists the results of the structure higher or not higher evaluations into a Supabase database As we can see in the diagram, we have two web apps. One is the client, and the other one is the backend tier. The client was created in React using TypeScript. And this client communicates with the backend using REST API calls, using a bearer token to authorize each of the calls of each of the requests. In the backend, we have an API built with Fast API. We have an evaluation engine which which takes the documents, all the information from the document interview, and passes to the Anthropic API, which uses a skill, as I mentioned previously, and evaluates this transcription. Also, we have added some prompt injection guards to avoid prompt injection and to make it more secure, this application, this API. First, we extract the information from the document we upload to the application. After we extract it and persist the information to the database, and we send that information to the LLM, in this case, Anthropic. And after that, we obtain an evaluation from the candidate and persist the information again in the database. And we go back to the client and show the evaluation of the candidate. An improvement that we are thinking about in the future, in the near future, is to add as Azure, as Service Azure. In this case, will be Azure Service Bus. That is a similar service that RabbitMQ, that uses queues to send to couple the backend to the, I'm sorry, to the couple the requests of the, I'm sorry, is to the couple the request to the LLM and the response to the client. We're gonna use queues to decouple this process in order to not block the UI and having the user waiting for a response from the LLM. Well, essentially that's what we are using in this application. In this diagram, we can see a little bit about this one, about the rubric that we are using to evaluate the candidates. We receive the transcript. We have 8 category evaluations: technical depth, problem solving, communication, collaboration, and so on. We evaluate these 8 categories. We check the evidence that we have in the interview document. The LLM responses with identifying the risk and red flags. Give to the recruiter an overall recommendation, also a rate of the candidate. Also generates a follow-up questions, and give you a confidence level assessment. And this information is retrieved in a JSON structure output. And this result is displayed in the application. We will see in a few minutes with Carolina.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's it.
thank you. As we mentioned, we create a AI evaluation engine using a transcript, generating some skills, evaluation rubric. We use close-to-net, structured JSON, and our dashboard. So we are going to see the application, what all the MVP that we have. See, I'm going to. Okay, so we have here our application Candid. We have a sign in. Something happened maybe. Okay. So we have our sidebar. This is my user. I have, well, I already created my dashboard. One process. We can create here a new process. We can add the name, the company, location, sector, description, and then create a process. We have in our dashboard, if we have open processes, total candidates, rejected candidates, hired, and how is our process, if it is rejected, hired, in process analyzing, what kind of sector are we looking for? So we are going to see here. For example, here we have all the processes. We have in our table, for example, this senior AI architect, what kind of company, kind of sector, how many candidates, the status of this process, when it start the day, the actions. For example, we can disable that. We can delete that process. If we select that process, we can see how many candidates. For example, we have here one candidate. We can see the name, the skills that match for that transcript, and the stage.
To match for the candidate.
Yeah, for example, I'm going to select one candidate. We can add some recruiter notes. No, we can see this candidate, her information, for example, what kind of role, the phone, cell phone number, her LinkedIn, the more the higher skill that she has, for example, and if we want to see some more details about that candidate, we, after the transcript that we update in the when we create a candidate, our LL skill help us to give us a better summary about that candidate. What are their skills? What kind of match this candidate is with the process? If it is a good recommendation, the confidence, an executed summary, an evidence about the conversation, about the interview, all the evidence that we have, all the evaluation criteria, the percentage, what kind of risks and red flags that we have for this candidate, some follow-up questions. Yes, we can see all the information when you update your evaluation with this candidate after the interview. So it will have a lot. So we can create this. No, when you create the candidate, we are information in this window. No, we can add the full name, the role, the category, location, years of experience, all the things that I already show, the match score, and we create a candidate. So we have until now this all this information that we already created. We are going to continue update new features for the second release that we saw in the creation that we want to update, and we want to get in better this application. Yeah, this is all. Thank you so much for.
Just one thing more.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that we implemented an CI/CD workflow, a pipeline, to deploy this application automatically when we update or push a new change into the main branch. Automatically deploys the application to Azure. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, correct. So
Thanks.
this is all. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So good to see. Something I need to mention is that, first of all, DevAccelerator is a coaching program, right? Like these engineers work, like they prepare coding interviews, but not only, they also have like roadmaps they can study, they have English lessons, etc. But what I told these guys is like, because I do also have, like I'm running at the moment, a recruitment company called Landy. I remember talking to some of them, and they were saying, listen, what are the needs that Landy as a company has at the moment? And these guys reflected exactly what I told them. Like I basically told them, listen, when a recruiter goes and runs an interview process, one of the biggest pain points is like where the information is stored. So for example, if they run like 20 interviews for an interview process, they need to be able to quickly and easily find like all the transcripts of the interviews, to have like outcomes based on the interviews, right? Make decisions. So that's exactly what they've built. So congrats, guys. I really love the result. It looks really good. Like, and also what I love here to see is how you integrated the platform with like these transcription tools, which are AI tools as well. So honestly, really well done. Good job. And yeah, congrats to the three of you guys, because you should be proud of like what you actually achieved here. So yeah, well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
So
you,
let's go. Thank you. Thank you, Danny, Carol, and Pablo. Yeah. Let's go with the third team. Second team. This time it's called BoPiq, and the team members are Azahara. Well, actually, we have a bunch of Spanish people here. Azahara, Ashraf, and Imanol, and the three of them are based in Spain. So yeah. Let's. Any of you guys, you can share your screen.
I'm going to give me 1 second. I don't know how. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Okay. So today we are going to talk about BoPiq. We want to show you what we have done these few weeks, and first of all, we are going to introduce the team. 1 second. So we are 3 engineers based in Spain, as Patricia said. Me, I'm Ashraf, the front-end engineer with 4 years building modern web applications. Today we have also Azahara, that she has done like the lead engineer role in this project. She's here in call. And last, it's Imanol Ortiz, which I think he's not with us today. But he's the full stack engineer of the team. So finished the presentation, we are going to introduce you what have we done and what is BoPiq. BoPiq is, how can I explain it? I'm going to explain the problem first. Events are designed to create memories, but the tools we are currently using are more focused in saving the memories and looking the memories afterwards. We wanted to take a different approach, that is using photography, gamification, and real-time interaction to make the experience better while the event is actually happening. So think about the last wedding you were, or the company celebration, or any event that you want to remember. Hundreds of photos were taken, but most of them remained on individual phones, on the cloud, or or in WhatsApp, for example. And by the time you receive these memories, like the momentum is gone. Like you don't care anymore about these photos. It's, oh, thanks for the photos. But the problem is not also the photos that arrive late. The deeper problem for us is that what happens during the event is most guests are simply watching. Like they are going there because it's like an obligation, but they are not being protagonists or taking part of the event. So the real problem we found is that most events guests become spectators instead of participants, and they stay inside the groups they already know, take a few random photos, wait for the organizer or the photographer to create the experience for them. And there is no clear reason for guests to interact with new people, move around, or actively capture important moments. That means that a large part of the experience is left to chance. So for us, the real problem is not the photo storage, the real problem is passive participation. So the consequence is that this passive experience creates three important consequences. First, the interaction between guests remain low. Different groups rarely mix, especially at events where many attendees do not know each other. Second, once in a lifetime moments are lost. Third, the memories become fragmented. Photos are distributed across different personal phones, WhatsApp groups, social networks, or the cloud in a shared album that you never found the link. And the organizer spends thousands creating an unforgettable event, but the most human part is not actively designed. So we try to think a few solutions, and this is what we propose. Like, there is now the two words, like the professional photographer and the shared albums. And these two words, like they solve part of the problem, but not all the problem. The first option, the professional photographer, produce beautiful, high-quality images, but they represent only a single point of view. They can only capture a fraction of the experience that is happening in that event, and the final photos are often delivered days or weeks later. The second option that we have is shared albums. These solutions allow guests to upload content, but participation is normally passive. Like people don't start making a lot of photos in weddings. Guests may need, and you might need to start some apps to afterwards to see the shared album or God knows. So neither alternative actively creates interaction during the event. Current solutions for us solve the photo collection problem. They do not solve the experience problem. This is where we attack. Our solution is based in changing the role of the guest. Instead of asking people to upload photos after the event, we give them the chance to participate while the event is happening. Every guest becomes part of the story by completing missions, working with a team, earning points, and seeing the results appear live. Photography stops being a passive activity and becomes part of the entertainment. The experience happens during the event, not after it. So BoPiq for us is a real-time gamified photo experience for live events, as simply as that. It combines an event game, a live screen, and a collaborative photo album in one experience. So how it works? We scan the QR, like it's easy. First, the guest scan the QR, placed on a table, screen, invitation, event, whatever you want. They enter directly to our team from their mobile browser and join one of the available teams. You don't need to install any application, and you don't have to start anything, so there is no friction of, no, I don't want to install that, I don't want to download anything. It's just from your browser. The platform then gives the specific photo missions to each team, such as taking a picture to a couple dancing, capture the most creative toast, or taking a photo with someone from the other team. And when you make these photos and you upload them, you are completing missions. And for each mission you complete, you get points. And when you score points, you win together as a team, and you improve your marks. So I'm going to show you a demo how we configure an event. This is the demos. Like, this is configuring a team, creating teams, creating the missions. As you can see, it's really easy. Creating everything, configuring everything from the event. And also, sorry, it's blocked. We have an AI assistant to help us customize the event, because we have a lot of options, a lot of configuration options with the mobile, with the screen share, with live screen, the QR. So we have, I will show you again, we have a AI assistant that help us. I want these colors, so he makes that for you. You don't have to be changing one per one. And this is how it will be the real-time screen. Like, you upload a photo, and as you can see, you get 5 points after uploading a photo. So, like, you are competing in real time with other teams. And you can see that each photo that's uploaded, you can see it on the right-hand screen, and they have like a countdown. So you are always seeing all the photos that are uploading, not the first 4 always. So this is like a simplified demo. Now I'm going to explain you the market, or who is for this application, or where we see the opportunity. BoPiq can be used across different contexts of live events or type of live events. Weddings are our natural entry market, because they combine emotional value, large number of guests, and a strong desire to preserve memories. But we also have the corporate events. Due to the team building activities, you in your company are always that meet, let's do a team building, let's improve our chemistry with the employees. So corporate events is also another great opportunity. We have private celebration, as can be birthday, anniversaries, you never know, whatever you want to celebrate. And festivals. In festivals, you have like the Manga Conf, JS Conf, like any type of conference or festival in a huge number is also an opportunity for us to show the product. So why it works? The difference becomes clear when we compare the experience before and after introducing BoPiq. Like, without BoPiq, guests watch, take random photos, and receive a static collection after the event. With BoPiq, the guest participates. It's like protagonist. Like, he shows his point of view in the event. I made these photos, I won. With BoPiq, every photo has a purpose, because it responds to a mission, and guests move around, speak with other people, and work together toward a common objective, that is winning. The live leaderboard gives participants immediate feedback, dopamine, while the event screen turns individual actions into a collective experience. And finally, the organizer receives a much richer album from many different perspectives without limiting participation from the beginning. BoPiq doesn't simply collect more photos, it creates moments that produce those photos. So how BoPiq can grow? So it's an easy system, it's an easy strategy. It has a natural distribution mechanism built directly into the product. One organizer introduced the product to perhaps 150 guests for each wedding or private event or whatever you want. Those guests do not only see an advertisement, they use the product, they have a feedback and experience of the product. So some of them will later become future organizers in their own wedding, their own birthday, company event, whatever they want to celebrate. But they already tested the product. I really like this product. I want to use it for my birthday with my children, whatever you want. That means every event can generate future organizers and additional events. So this is how we can grow. This is This is our strategy. And the opportunity. The opportunity is attractive for main reasons. As we can see, events are large and recurring market. Weddings provide a strong initial use case, but the same product can be used for corporate events, birthdays, private celebration, and festivals. And as you can see in the screen, we have like at least 200,000 weddings per year in Spain. So that's a lot of events, and that's a lot of market only in weddings. So there is a clear gap in the market. As I said before, professional photographers focus on high quality photography, while shared albums focus on collecting and storing images. Very few products use photography as a live, gamified experience. So the business model can scale across different customer types. I'm talking only about weddings, but we have team building, company celebration, private parties, but we just wanted to show how many weddings we have only in Spain. So how did we build it? Now this is going to tell you Azahara, the tech stack and everything. So now it's her turn.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's jump into the technical part. Let's start first with the tech stack that we chose. Agraf, you can show the complete slide, okay? So basically, we used a stack that we are familiarized, and also it allows us to move fast without compromising scalability. So we could create the MVP in 6 weeks. Next one. Okay, so a little bit about the entity relationship of the application. It's a very simple one because the application it's a small one. Basically, we have events, and those events has guests, teams, and missions. And through the mission upload entity, we relay the mission that the guest does in the event. And also the event has an event customization AI run that we store each interaction that the user has with the AI chat. And also a user can create events. Okay, about system design, these are our goals. About the functional requirements, as you can see on the slides, it's very important to upload photos. The live leaderboard needs to work. We need to score points on the teams. And also we need to work also that shared gallery. And about the non-functional requirements, we need the uploads to be fast. The guest cannot be waiting 5-6 seconds in order to the photo to process. We need the updates in real time for not losing the magic during the event. We need also a scalable architecture. And this system needs to have a high availability because this application cannot fail during an event. So this part is critical for us. Some constraints about the design. We did those assumptions, a wedding with 200 guests and those numbers. So we can say with that wedding, we can have about 4 gigabytes of information and maybe a peak of 30 to 60 uploads per minute, more or less. About the system design in high-level terms, our users are going to interact with the front-end application that was built in React, and that React is going to interact with our server. In our server, we have configured engines. A load balancer, it will be configured when the time comes. And at the application level, we have the Laravel application. Right now, I mean, the Laravel API and the queue workers are in the same place, but we separated in this system design architecture because maybe they need to escalate differently depending on the needs of the application. And also the API and the queue workers communicate with the MySQL database and Redis. In this case, we use Redis for managing the jobs because the performance is better if we are constantly inserting this job from the database and then retrieving from the database and everything. And about the external services, we use Pusher for the real-time notifications, Brevo for sending emails, and DigitalOcean Object Storage configured as a CDN for improving the performance to delivering the photos, and Sentry and Telegram for monitoring. So we know that everything is working properly. Okay, so a quick overview of how upload a photo works. So as a guest, I just take a photo, I upload the photo, and I see a success. And this needs to be instantly. It cannot take a few seconds. Then in the backend API, what we do is to send into the background those heavy tasks, so the guest is not blocked for uploading more pictures. So we receive the image, we validated the image, of course, we store the original, we create the record, and generating the thumbnail is the heavy part of this application. Is basically the bottleneck that we have. So that work is delegated to the worker, so we can execute it on the background. So we respond instantly to the front end, and the guest can keep going uploading photos. And in the background workers, we generate the thumbnail. We need to do a resize for displaying on the real-time screen. And also we upload to the external storage the original and the thumbnail. As I said, generating the thumbnail is the biggest bottleneck this application has, because literally it blocks the CPU during the time that it needs. It's a little time, but it's a complete block. So we need to take care of that part. And after doing all of this, we broadcast the events for updating that real-time screen. And those events are the gallery update, because we need to send the new photo to the screen, and also the team score update. So you can see the points moving around while people are uploading photos. And related to the AI customization, this is to the user is very simple. It just sends the message with the prompt needed. And in frontend, we implemented a poll checking the status. We did this because we expect literally zero traffic in this part. So polling maybe is not the most optimized thing, but from in this stage, it's completely fine. And we wanted to just keep things simple. So it's constantly checking, maybe every 4 or 5 seconds if the task is completed, and then it shows the results. So it's simple for us, and we always have time to improve it if we have like a lot of demand in this part. And related to the backend, we create that AI run, and also we the call to the AI provider, we send it to the background, because we don't know how much time it's going to take to respond, and also we don't know if it's going to fail at first or the second time. And then we return that run ID, so the frontend can do the polling until the status is completed. And in the background, we do the call to the AI provider, and we send the message the user entered into the chat, some context. That context, in this case, it contains some theory color and theory about how to generate a color palette and everything. So the event is coherent at a visual level. And we expect a structured JSON from the AI. We validate that JSON, and if it's not correct, we send the same context with the error message and also the JSON that the AI sent. And we retry that 3 times maximum. So the AI can fix his own errors in case something is wrong. And then we store the proposed changes and set the status to complete or fail, depending on the operation. This architecture was designed around the numbers you saw in the previous slide, and obviously we need to test that it works. So we did a few basic lot testing. In this case, we used K6 for this. The duration was 5 minutes, 30 uploads per minute, a regular size of the image, and as you can see, it's not a very good server in this case. And the results, we didn't have errors. The P95 latency maybe is not the best, but we are talking about a toaster as a server. So of course we have a lot of room to improve. We are still working on it, but we want to know how much we can take from a cheap server to optimize everything. And also, we were monitoring CPU usage and memory usage during the test, and we have a few peaks on the CPU, nothing that compromised the server, and memory was stable during all the tests. So, okay, so about the scaling strategy, we already have identified the main bottlenecks that this application has. One of them is the thumbnail generation. So go to the next slide, please. This is a table with the potential problems that it can occur, in which stage we think are going to occur, and the planned solution. So depending on the scenario we can have in the future, we have a place of, okay, on this Saturday we have 1,050 guests. What can we do? What problems are going to occur? So in this table, we already have the solution. The benefit of this business is that you don't have, you know everything in advance. You are not going to hire this application the same day that you are going to get married, for example. So we know in advance what is going to happen with the system. And of course, we need to take advantage of that with the scaling strategy. Okay. Okay, so with this, we only scale when it's needed. So we avoid unnecessary complexity, because I think in an early stage startup, it's very important to keep things simple. And about the future, we define like 6 categories in BoPiq, that 4 are related with the product and 2 are related with the business itself. So each time we propose a new feature, we need to check if that feature matches with some of the categories. If not, that feature is not for BoPiq. So we have clear the roadmap, basically, to from where are we going with this. And about some features that we already have planned, we want to improve the AI event customization, so you can create an event in seconds without thinking that much. We want to include the leaderboard, the real-time screen, and the gallery in the mobile, so the guests can see how the event goes from their phones, because maybe in some events there are no big screen. Maybe in a birthday you don't have a big screen, or some places where there are weddings, they don't have the projector for putting the screen, so they can check the progress on their phone. We want also to add photo moderation by a human, so they can validate maybe the missions or just for avoiding unsafe content. And of course, to contact wedding planners and photographers for offering this, so they can add this service to their packages, and a lot of things that we also have planned. And that's it, basically. Thank you very much.
I don't know if we have any much time left, Patricia, but if someone has a question or wants to ask something. I guess nobody has a question, so it's fine for us.
Yeah,
So
no,
thanks.
honestly, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I know I'm very biased, of course, because I am Spanish, right? Like most of us here, we're either Spanish or Latin American. So we are very social. We're very, very social. And like when you live abroad, you realize how friendly and social. I'm sorry, yes, again, I'm biased, but you know what I mean? Like Spanish speakers are. So guys, this is the perfect product for like Spain, for the Spanish events. I'm a huge fan of this product. I said it since the very beginning because it's fun, it's entertaining, and also you can be creative with it. Like people can actually give you ideas. As soon as it starts to spread, you're gonna come up with new ideas, ways to improve the product, because it's a social product to use, right? It incentivizes people to share. So yeah, I really like it. I also think that the weddings, as we discussed at the beginning, you guys wanted to start with some weddings in Spain for you to try it, to first test it out with like small events, but this can be used for many kinds of events that you described. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. I actually want to try it as soon as it's released. at some events. And also regarding the software architecture, the fact that the architecture is simple does not mean it's easy, because as you said, because it has spikes, right? Like usage spikes, just because many people at the same time are gonna start uploading pictures, running like all these challenges, etc. I think it's actually a really good approach. And honestly, because we're talking about MVPs here, there's not much you need to do for now. You know what I mean? As soon as the product scales and you have the first clients, that's when you will think about improving the server or whatever you want to improve. But honestly, congratulations. I really like it. I'm a huge fan of this product. I already said it before. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought we are biased because we are Spanish, but every time you go to a wedding or a birthday, the best tales or the best stories you get from them is what happens between guests. I mean, all the respect to the protagonist, that is the one who is getting married that day, but all the funniest stories is, oh, this guy was na and he fell in the swimming pool, and we wanted to make a there is our market, the guests, because they have a lot of stories, they have a lot of fun, and they are also important in this type of events. And yeah, and we used prioritized weddings, but for me there is also a use case. Like, I'm a manga fan. I never went to a cosplay event, but a lot of people go to a cosplay event. Imagine an event that there are thousands of people, and the organizer makes mission like, make a photo with someone dressed as Goku, make a photo with someone dressed as blah blah blah, and in the end of the event, the one with the team with most points get a prize. Everybody is going to want to participate. Everybody, when you give a prize, you have interaction, and that's what everybody wants in his event, to have a high rate interaction.
Yes, I agree. And also, after COVID, I think all of us, we're craving social events, in-person events, all of us. It's funny that I'm saying this because I have an online community, right? But I can tell the energy, the stories, the fun, the pictures. Come on, it doesn't compare. It will never compare, right? So I don't know, it's a really cool product. I'm really, really passionate about it, and I want to see it. Like, I want to see how you guys evolve it. I'm really, I'll be keeping an eye out on this product for sure. But yeah, congratulations again. I don't know if anyone else wants to say something or any ideas you want to give to them. I'm also reading on LinkedIn, by the way, my inbox, just in case. Yeah.
I want to say something. I mean, you said that you are excited to see in action and everything. I want to say that we are ready to go live. Probably we are going to go live on Monday. So we are ready to accept events, 1 or 100 events. I mean, we are already prepared. So this is going to start as a business next week. So
well done, well done. Then I'm incredibly excited to try it because I'm gonna be in Spain in August, by the way. So yeah, hopefully there's an occasion. I'm turning 30, by the way, in August as well. So you see, there is an occasion already. So I'm definitely gonna try it.
okay.
All right, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I love it, honestly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Gracias, que somos todos de España. All right, so next team is Ramón or Ramón, I don't know. Ramón is a chatbot. Well, these guys are going to describe it much better than I am, but they built up an online business chatbot to increase sales, right? So this team was formed by Osvaldo from Ecuador, Luis from Mexico, and Neil from Venezuela. So if you guys can share your screen and describe to us what you've built, because this is an AI product, by the way, so I'm very excited to see it. Yeah, you can go for it, please.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Can you watch my screen? There you go. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Nice. Well, first of all, congratulations to the previous team. Awesome project, awesome work. And now let me introduce you to the team 3. We are the team 3, and welcome to the presentation of Ramón, your intelligent pre-sales engineer. First, let's meet the team. Our team members are Osvaldo Bayona, full stack engineer, Luis Hiram Diaz, front-end developer, and my person, Neil Canalon, AI and data engineer. Today, Luis is not going to be with us because of circumstances beyond his control. but he worked hard here. Okay, first of all, let's say that in the search of our hero, we need like problems or we need villains. So on the screen, let's talk about some pain points or pain points scenarios. On the left, we have Anna. Let's say Anna owns a small business like a bakery, and Anna needs to deploy surveillance systems for her bakery. Anna knows how to bake bread, how to make patisserie, but she doesn't understand how a network system works or how technology of power over the internet works or NDR or DVR. So when she came to online stores looking for cameras, she came overwhelmed by the complex technical specifications and the hundreds of options that she has in here. So at the very same moment, she quit the online store and looked for another solution. On the right, we have another pain scenario. We have Mateo. Mateo is a PC builder, and as any other PC builder, she wants to build his dreams PC. But at some point, he wants to improve or upgrade one part of his PC, sorry, and he wants to ensure that the part that he's buying is completely and 100% compatible with his current setup. Okay, so Mateo might have some knowledge or technology knowledge, but he definitely will need a technical support. Okay, and right now the online stores doesn't provide this service. Okay, or it's not common that they provide this. So our solution is Ramón. Ramón is not a common chatbot, as we're going to see next. It's a technical shopping assistant powered by artificial intelligence. And most important, is integrated in your e-commerce store, such as Shopify or WooCommerce. Okay, and of course, it has access to natural inventory and even sales in the future. Okay, so I want to like be really I don't know specific on this. It's beyond a basic chatbot. Okay, we want to see Ramon as an on-demand technical expert. Okay, it doesn't respond like simple, plain, frequently asked questions. No, it's a technical expert and it's available 24/7 for any online store. Okay. Ramon has the capability of verify technical compatibility and reduce these quits from like Anna, for example. And he's also is connected with the real inventory of your store. Okay, so he will offer solutions based on your real inventory. Okay, in the search, at the time we have the idea of Ramon, we needed like validate this idea with real scenarios. So we reached a friend that owns a store, an established store that provides telecommunication and electronic equipment, and he sells technical equipment like surveillance cameras, network equipment, computers, accessories, etc. This niche update every month, every week. It's really accelerated. So it's hard to keep the trail of this. Even for the salesperson that works on these stores, okay? We talk to the CEO of Computer Planet. At the right, we see the current webpage of Computer Planet. And this conversation help us to make better decisions on the building of Ramon. Okay, being the first one that we need to be compatible with multiple online shops platforms, because we see a lot of possible clients using WooCommerce. Okay, not only Shopify. So at that moment, we swap to WooCommerce to being able to work with Computer Planet. We have another talks with similar niche stores, but we are currently working actively with computer plan. We even get to get, sorry for the duplicate word, but we get the real data set of computer plan. We work with a data set of a real store, of a real inventory with real descriptions, real codes, real SKUs, and real existence. Okay. All right. The other important decision or technical decision about Ramón is the open source as go-to-market. Okay, we first had the idea of building a software as a service, but the decision that makes our business model viable is building Ramón based on an open source model. Okay, so why are we going to give our code away? Well, this serves as like a Trojan horse for penetrating the B2B market. Okay, we are going to work like with business, established business. Okay, e-commerce companies like our client Computer Planet are extremely protective with their data. So being open source and installed on premise on their own infrastructure, on their own service, we can guarantee total data privacy on the first hand, and furthermore, they connect their own API key. This was another problem that we find, like providing our API keys for consuming by other clients. We were going to lose control of that. Okay, that was going to mean a leak of money from our part. Okay, and this makes us really a really easy scenario because our MVP, okay, the infrastructure is no cost for us. Okay, the costs are for the client at the end. So this leads us to a business model and to the question: how do we monetize a software that is open source? Well, through an open core and managed service models. Okay, for example, the stores, the bakeries, anything else sell products. Sorry, not the bakeries. I crossed that example. The tech store, the stores that sells technical equipment or technical accessories. They sell products. They don't configure Docker containers or fine-tune AR guardrails. So our competition isn't the code. Is the know-how to set up, to install, to configure, and providing the software for free, but charging the setup and the custom plugin installation to a platform like WooCommerce or Shopify, and tailoring the guardrails to the product catalog, and even the ongoing maintenance of Ramón is where we find our monetization. Okay. In short, Ramón features an architecture designed for agility, zero operation cost for us, and high scalability, zero friction for the user, and more sales. Okay, another like challenge we find is the evaluation of Ramón. Okay, is never an option to make mistakes on sales, okay? Because on the first sale that a store business lost because of Ramón, they will quit Ramón. So we managed to think about a test suite or an evaluation framework for making a fine-tuning of the Ramón results, okay? First, we need the need for evaluation on this software is different from the traditional software because we are evaluating LLMs, and LLMs are non-deterministic. So the unit test that we commonly use is not a working thing for this scenario. So the approach was to evaluate the intention and the precision, and not the exact coincidence of text or strings, string text. Right? And finally, we managed to build a framework of automated tests that goes from happy paths or to edge cases or complex case scenarios. Thanks to this, we avoid scenarios like asking to Ramón when a client making search not covered, like hello, I need a bicycle, and Ramón offered like a smartwatch. That's because the smartwatch works for something that rides a bicycle. We avoid these scenarios by all these test cases and the guardrails that I'm going to play next. Some curious point of Ramón is that Ramón is AI-powered and also AI judge, okay? And we face a challenge, like being the previous explained challenge that the traditional code doesn't evaluate subjectivity, doesn't know if a generated response is polite, empathic, or is technically correct. So our solution was use an LLM as a judge. So we rely on GPT-4 or Cloud 3.5 to evaluate Ramón, to act as an impartial and high-capable judge for the answers that Ramón can give. Okay. For the success criteria, we established strict rubrics on the test cases that for making Ramón really sat on the answers. He's going to pass or fail the test based on the strict rubrics that we give to him. And finally, we also automate this process by writing scripts that consult fast API service and send the answers to the judge. However, deploying an LLM in a transactional e-commerce like Computer Planet carries a massive risk that is hallucination. A bot or a chatbot or an assistant cannot invent inventory or give away money or give away discounts. So to mitigate this, we implemented a strict guardrails architecture integrated into our graphs. If a customer, for example, asks for 5 RAM modules and the AI attempts to fulfill the request, the flow passes through an evaluator node. This guardrail performs a cross checks against our database in milliseconds, and if there is only 2 modules in the stock, the guardrail blocks the AI's response and force an internal cycle to correct the answer, and issues a response grounded in reality, grounded in the reality of the inventory connection that Ramón has or the chat has with the store. By this, we achieve the fluidity of AI combined with a layer of security, with a strict security. Well, up next, you're going to see Ramón in action. And for that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because this part is going to be explained by Scott.
Hello, good morning. So I'm going to show the demo. We have prepared this website. It's a WordPress website with a WooCommerce store because our client uses.
Sorry.
Osvaldo, we can't hear you. I don't know if it is the connection.
We are live. Let me communicate with this file. Osvaldo says it's coming back, but I'm trying to access a recorded demo that I have. Okay, I will ask for it. Oh, there is. Never
Hello,
mind.
hold on back. Yeah, I lose energy. Sorry for that. Let me share again.
I think something is off when you share your screen because it freezes. Maybe do you have a video of the? There we go. Now we can see. Now we can see. Sorry.
Yeah, looks like I have connection issues right now. So I'm going to go with the video.
Yeah, please go for it. Yeah.
One second. Okay. So I'm going to share the screen again. Share. So this is the video I prepared. And here, side, asking for recommendation, price range. I reply and I provides the with recommendations. Later, I am seeing a actual product. I am reloading the page to show the chat is persisted, so the data is coming from the backend. And I am asking if I can use this laptop to run Gemma 4 model, and it's explaining that it can because this model requires more gigabytes from RAM, requires a custom GPU, a dedicated GPU, and this computer doesn't have that. So in this case, the assistant was able to search in internet for these JMA 4 requirements, so it can provide a better response. So I'm explaining that. And now I am asking for bicycles. This is the example Neil already explained, and he's replying that it doesn't have bicycles at this time, but it used to reply with bad results that were not relevant. On another test, so I asking for cell phones under $250, and it used to return also tablets in this case, so that's why the relevant node added on the graph is important. So I'm going to explain later. So here, this is the store admin dashboard on WordPress, and we are showing the plugin we developed. So we add the app key of that is used to create JSON Web Tokens, so the chatbot is authenticated and so it cannot be injected on any website. It will only work with your store. And the API URL is the endpoint or the URL where you install the backend. We also have another section that is the sync page. So when you install the plugin, it copy all the products and send it to the backend. So it shows progress on that. It sends all the products in batches, and the backend just enqueue those changes on a table and is processed later by a worker. Because we wanted to process them in batches, so we can send batches to OpenAI API to calculate the embeddings. And it also makes this sync more responsive and quick, so it doesn't block the installation. It also listens the WooCommerce hooks when a product change or is deleted. So those changes are also sent to the backend and processed. The backend is smart enough to know when they have to calculate embeddings again, or if only another field that doesn't need embedding changes, like the stock, for example, or the status, if the product is published or now is a draft. So it doesn't need to calculate embeddings in that case. And it works similarly. It accumulate or buffer changes on a queue and is processed later. And the other page we have is okay. The last page is the chats the visitors has performed with the assistant. So the admin can evaluate the chats. He can do some sort of analysis and see what are common questions and so. So this is now for the demo. Not sure what happened with my connection now. It looks like now it seems like it's more responding, but not sure. Anyways, I'm going to explain the next architecture, the next section, that is architecture. So we implemented this as a single deployment unit, where so you install everything with a single Docker compose command. It starts containers for the database, Nginx with Servbot that issues Let's Script certificates with auto renewal. It also installs the Fast API app. It initializes all the containers. So our architecture is like this. We have the API that have these services, database that is Postgres with pgvector extension, where it stores products plus embeddings. In products we have, so it has metadata like price, stock, etc. So it can filter products by those fields, and also have embeddings for semantic search and implement RAG. We also use OpenAI for LLM, and we also use the service Tabili to do web searches when the LLM decides it needs more specifications on a product. And the API has an independent chatbot library we implement, and it contains the LangGraph graph, which have the following nodes: the chatbot that has access to tools, and depending on the tool, it goes to a different node. The process recommendation is invoked when the RAG is invoked, because those results needs to be evaluated to see if they are relevant. So this process recommendation also have an LLM that compares the original customer query against the results. So it can filter those results. As we mentioned in the past, we have irrelevant results. Like it confuse bikes with smartwatches and stuff and things like that, because the rack can return those results because they are the most close semantically, but they are not necessarily important. Even though we have a threshold here, it still can reply with bad irrelevant results. So this is one of the tools we have, recommend products. Basically, when the user queries something with natural language, the LLM decides to use this tool, and it enriches the query, changing this with specifications like 4 gigabytes Intel i3 Ryzen 3. So it can get a better match. So it sends this to the database with the required filter, in this case $400, returns results, and finally produce the final response. The next tool is search product specs, and it can search for components and for software. So in the demo, we asked for Gemma 4 model. So that's a software, and it's also able to search the requirements for that software, and it's also able to search for specs like if this graphic card is compatible with my motherboard. So the architectural decisions for the architecture we have here are the following. We prioritize agility, so we wanted a simple architecture, monolithic architecture on a monorepo with a lot of testing and deployment, so we can experiment and make changes quickly. Because we have not too much time to have the MVP, we also wanted agility. For cost reduction, we prioritize open source solutions. So at first we use Pinecone for storing embeddings, but later we decide to go with Postgres plus pgvector to avoid an extra cost. Scalability, so we decided to use OpenAI instead of a self-hosted model. That was an initial discuss we have, but we will talk more about scalability later. Performance, we use the best practices for fast API using asynchronous handling, and we have appropriate database indexes for the embeddings as well. For extensibility, we implement this using clean architecture, so that allows us to change Postgres for Pinecone easily, and it will allow us to, in the future, support more e-commerce platforms. We started with WooCommerce, but we can create plugins for each platform, Magento, Shopify, etc. For security, we are implementing JSON Web Token authentication plus AI guardrails. This is a screenshot of the test suite. Neil, we have here the user query, the expected behavior, expected results, success criteria. And here we can also see the tool calls, the model is performant, so we can see if it actually using the tool or if it is inventing results or creating results. And we can see the verdict of the LLM judge. So we use this methodology to improve our results, and thanks to this, we realized the errors we discussed previously. Regarding cost estimate, because we already thought cost reduction is important for us because we wanted to start with the small businesses. So we did a simulation with 100 users, 5 messages per user in 30 days, a mix of profiles, users asking simple questions, product recommendations, questions, compatibility, and flows that does everything. We count LLM calls. We count token usage using TikTok and library. And finally, we can do a cost estimate, multiplying this with the plan's pricing, and we got a cost of almost $27. However, we could even use the Tabili free plan that supports, that covers 1,000 calls. So in this example, it's using 3,000 calls, but we may need less than that. This is a cost estimate for the infrastructure. So we can deploy everything in a single Amazon EC2 instance, and we also need storage. The storage is a bit pricing, but we may don't need 100 gigabytes. This is the example. So it would be for a year like $2,080, $203. And we did a small benchmark. We need to improve this because these results are not very reliable yet. But we tested with 10 concurrent clients, 5 messages, an interval between. So yeah, we can see some latency. This is the most important for us, the time to first token. For scalability, we plan this architecture for the future. We may have a load balancer and different EC2 instance with the backend and an Amazon database, a managed database. We will also have a Lambda script to sync the products. So yeah, that would be everything for me.
All right, thank you, team. Fantastic product. I really like it because it represents many times that we talk about in this community, many things, sorry, that we talk about in this community. First of all, what I like is the plug and play thing inside of WooCommerce. For people who are not aware, WordPress is meant to be the place on the internet where the most websites are built. It's literally the biggest website builder in the world, right? So WooCommerce is one of the most popular options for e-commerces because it's tailored. You create your catalog, it's very easy to embed, you can customize the design of your e-commerce, right? Shopify is another good option. Of course, it's very big, but like WooCommerce particularly is really, really handy. It has a huge marketplace as well. It's customizable, has some, like WordPress has many plugins. So that's why I really, really like the idea that you guys built. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is like the architecture. I love that you used and leveraged AI tools such as LangGraph to create this AI agent and also feed it with all the information for a specific store. So that's also like a great plus. And then the third thing is the way that you guys build the product around one client and one client only. And this is so important. Why is it important? Because of what we said. If you're going to become AI consultants, forward deployed engineers, AI engineers, whatever the case, but if your role is to build solutions for businesses, they need to be tailored. They need to be unique for one business. And if it works for a business, and concretely, if it increases the sales of one specific business, that's when then later on we can think about scaling, building scalable solutions, etc. But that's what you guys are doing. So well done. Fantastic work, honestly. Pragmatic, also very cheap because of what I've seen with the benchmarks and the cloud usage and the AI model election that you made, like you chose OpenAI. So yeah, really, really well done. I'm excited for you to tell me how the client improves the sales with this chatbot. So please keep me posted. And yeah, congratulations. Yeah, really, really cool. Does anyone have any questions regarding the chatbot? And I also love, by the way, that you can make questions regarding the requirements of a product. So, for example, the description, what you were showing before. Like if you want to know, okay, does this computer have this specific, I don't know, characteristic, and then the chatbot will return that. So yeah, I really like it. Like really cool product. All right, let's continue. Just sorry because I don't want to run out of time. The fourth team today is going to be Pawlink. Basically, this is the pet adoption platform that we talked about at the beginning. And the team is formed by Jose Gabriel Montero from Ecuador, Gabriel from Mexico, and Oscar from Ecuador, who's been at the community for a long time. So if you guys can share your screen, please. Yeah.
Hi, team. Yes, let me start sharing. And okay, ready? You should be seeing my screen now. So good day, everyone. Right now, most animal shelters in Latin America and other regions run adoptions through spreadsheets or maybe WhatsApp, I don't know, even through social media like Facebook. And we wanted to build the system that fixes that. So introducing Pawlink, and my team right now, we are formed of Oscar Moreno, who is the RAG AI engineer, Jose Montero, the front-end engineer, and myself, Gabriel Paez, working on the product and the backend. Okay. Oops. So three things are broken today. So shelters manage adoption by hand. There is not matching, no visibility, and it's a huge operational load for volunteers, to collaborate with. Lots of pets get reported through Facebook posts or any other social media. There is no like geolocalization. You don't know where the pet is lost or was found. There is no way to visually match a photo to know if that's the same pet that was found was the same that was reported as lost. And also, we have vet tools. We have some tools that already exist, but they are built for specifically the US market. So there is not something that is being tailored for the reality of a Latin shelter or maybe another region like Europe or Asia. So here's the model. Shelters are the paying customer. So they are the private users who pay for the subscription. The families, on the other hand, are the public that use the app for free through the shelter's own existing channels. So that way we can solve the two-side cold start problem, where in this case, the shelters will bring the family in and the families will never have to pay to arrive. Okay, so we are presenting Pawlink. We want to give families the confidence to move without fear, and we gave shelters the tools to run like a real business. So we have four pillars. We have the shelter hub, which is the place where shelters are going to log in. This is a place that is specifically for the paid subscription. There is the animal inventory, any adoption requests that they receive. And we also added an AI-generated social post. Basically, when they want to publish a new pet, the AI will generate a social post that they can use to distribute. We have a smart adoption, the second pillar. It's a 5-question questionnaire with AI-powered family to animal compatibility matching. So we are relying on the AI to help us decide if a person that wants to adopt is a good candidate based on the pet or the pet requirements. And we have lost and found, which is a geolocated reports with automatic AI vision matching. And we have the AI shelter assistant. So we have our own chatbot that will answer public questions using the shelter's own document. So it has context on each individual shelter that is subscribed to the platform. Okay, so too much talking. I want to show you the application. So we recorded a video, and let me just add it in here. I'm not sure. Let me reshare again. 1 second. because I think I didn't share the sound before, so I'm sharing the sound. Share. Okay, let me know in case it doesn't play any sound, but I'm gonna hit play now, and here it is.
Hello everyone, today I would like you to introduce the Pawlink. Okay, so let's begin. Here it is the landing page of our application. As you can see, we have a quick review of the different options that Pawlink has. First of all, we have to find a pet feature. The second, we have the lost and found feature. Next, we have shelter profile. And then we have the shelter login workspace, okay? So let's see the find a pet option or feature. When I access to the find a pet, show us the smart adoption page that actually allows you to adopt a pet. You have to answer these 5 questions only by selecting one of the 3 options that you have here. For example, it asks you, where do you live? In my case, let's say it's a house. How much time do you spend at home? A balanced routine. Okay, that works for me. What is your pet experience? Let's say I had some. I'm not an expert, but I'm not a beginner either, okay? Let's go to the next option. Are there children at home? In my case, there are no children at home yet, okay? Do you have other pets? No, there aren't pets. And okay, let's see. If I click in this option, find my best matches, let's see what it shows us. When I click on this, Pawlink is analyzing our answers, and it's suggesting and it's the best options that fit to us, okay? So let's see. Here we have 61 pets that match to our profile, and we can sort or filter by these 2 filters, okay? So let's see, I would like to view the animals by the best match, and I would like to choose the refugee or shelter Refugio Patitas Felices. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I do like this cat, or maybe let's see, what else do we have? Michi, okay, the same picture. So when you click, when you click over on the animal or pet card, it will display another card showing you a detailed view of the pet. Actually, we show you the name, the refugee or shelter that owns the cat, the breed, the age, and the size, okay, and the size. As you can see, it displays the compatibility percentage or score that we get, and this information about why this match works, okay? So I'm interested in this cat named Michi, so let's request the adoption. So as you can see, here we have the adoption request form, and you have these 2 tabs. So let's see, my name, my email, okay, and that's it. This is a quick review for our application, our contact information, and the information that we obtain or get through the questionnaire, and let's submit the application. As you can see, here we have application was sent for review. Okay, let's click in the done button. Let's see the lost and found feature. So let me click over this, and as you can see, we have a map. This map displays the animals that had been reported in the Pawlink application. It can be a lost animal, a found animal, and it can match the lost with the found animal by trying to see how similar are the pictures uploaded by the users. For example, if you click over the lost animal, you can see all the animals. In this case, it takes us to Madrid. We can see the found animals, takes back to Mexico City. And as you can see, we have the matches. So as you can see, it was reported as a lost dog, and somebody found this dog and uploaded a photo, and the system matched the pictures and says the pictures are similar, so might be the same dog, and you can contact with the owner, or the owner with the person that found the animal. Okay, so let's click in the report a pet option. Let's say it's a found pet. In this case, I have a picture of a cat. So let me click over there. Color, I don't remember, but it's a brown color. Let's click in the next button. As you can see, here we have the picture of the cat. Let's click next. Let's suppose it was found. Let's see what's here. Okay, a random place. You have to fill or complete this form. I just typed Mexico City, so let's click in the next button. And as you can see, here we have the review report for a report pet. Okay, so let's see if I want to get an email. So let me submit a report. Okay, let's submit. It's submitting, and the report was submitted. So let's click in the return to lost and found. And as you can see, this cat was a lost cat, but I uploaded the picture as a found cat, so it matched with the lost cat. Okay, so let's see. I click. I reported as a found, and it matched with this cat. Actually, get an alert. This is a quite simple option. You just have to take your information. Just write your email. Let's accept the receive email alerts. Okay, let's click in the next option. Let's see, I want to receive the alerts in this area. I don't know, actually. A radio of 2 kilometers. Okay, let's click in the next option. Let's review. Okay, so let's click in this finished. And here we have, you're all set. You receive an email wherever a matching lost or found pet appears near your selected location. So let's return to the lost and found. And yep, that's it about the lost and found feature. Let's see how is the shelter workspace. Okay, here it is. And here we have the shelter workspace dashboard. Okay, so this is, we have a quick review of the total animals, the pending requests, successful adoptions, the recent activity, quick actions, the featured animals, and yep, as you can see, this is our shelter workspace. Yep, here you can see all your animals inventory. When you upload an animal in your inventory, you can see that it automatically generates a social media post. Then you have the request options. Here we have some pending adoptions, so it's up to you if you decide to accept or not these. And then you have the document options where you can upload different options to the UI in order to see or give the AI assistant the information about your shelter. Okay, so this is how the workspace of the shelter actually works. Let's see the emails that I already received. This was a report that I tested before, and this was the report that we've already sent early in this demo. Let's click in this option, and as you can see here we have the picture of the cat. Yep, thank you very much. At this point I would like to give the word to my colleague Oscar in order to show how the shelter profile works. Thank you very much.
The shelter profile section. This is a public page of a shelter called Refugio Patitas Felices, and this is the system. Here we can switch between shelters. Each shelter has these own documents and answer. Today we only looking for at least one. This is what the assistant reads about the shelter rules, the adoption policies. One document already indexed. Let's start with a question. Let's add how much the adoption fee is. And you can see that 2,500 for dogs, 1,800 for cats, and it shows the documents where they come from. So the AI is not guessing; it's reading the file that the shelter upload. Now let's try something that the shelter never run down on the policy or the document. For example, can I pay with a credit card? So you can see it says it couldn't find that information in the shelter's document and tell me to contact to the shelter. So it doesn't guess, and that's matter. Wrong attention rules are real. For the last one, which dogs are in the shelter? So you can see that the answer doesn't come from a document. The assistant checked the real list of the current shelter and the list of the animals and the data of each card came from the database, not from the AI. So, and of course you can see the information about this dog. For example, you can see the full profile of sales, and you can request the adoption. Let's go back to the, and you can persist. So the system has two sources: question about rules from the shelter's document and question about the animals come from the live data. Nothing else. Family doesn't need an account or an app. They only need the link.
All right. So thank you, Jose and Oscar, my two colleagues, for this fantastic video. Let's
Hello
continue.
everyone. Today
let me close this one. And we can continue with the presentation. So that was the live demo. And well, the next part that I would like to explain will be the system design, the system architecture. So just to give you an explanation of how our backend works, right? So we chose a fully serverless architecture. So no servers to manage right now. It scales automatically with usage. So in this diagram, we go from left to right. We have two types of users. We have the shelter user, which has to be authenticated to enter the dashboard. but we also have the public user that doesn't need any account to use the platform, at least not the lost and found and the shelter hub and the shelter rack chatbot and the adoption request, of course. So all the endpoints, they live, we are using the Next.js framework. We also are using within the same framework API routes to, all the routes that, do the truth philosophy on the database. We also have the rack for the external services for the AI. We have Vision for the image comparison. That's just using a AWS recognition service. And we're using matching, which matching is our own logic that calls Grok LLM to decide if a candidate is a good for an adoption. So basically, Vercel, all these APIs live in Vercel, all this logic. Vercel talks to Supabase, which is our database provider. And it's not only for database or tables, it's also for authentication or storage. All those pictures, all those documents you can upload, they will also be in there in Supabase. And in Supabase, we are using, that's a Postgres, and we had extended it with PostGIS for geolocalization queries. So it understands the mapping that we're using for the lost and founds. And we're also using edge functions. So there were we could use this, like some API endpoints into our own environment in Vercel. But right now we have a limitation by this MVP, in which we only have 10 seconds for the API to provide an answer. And there are some workflows that require more time or could require more time. For instance, the email, when we send the emails, or when we do the AWS recognition, it might take more time. It depends on the scalability. So to avoid any, like issues with that, we decide to use edge functions from Supabase, which allows you more time to answer. If I'm not wrong, it's around 150 seconds. So basically, we have in Supabase, we have a database webhook. So every time that in here, every time there is a certain action, like for instance, every time we add a new pet to the database, it will automatically call in this workflow Grok API to write the social post. That's one example. So, or for instance, every time so somebody subscribes to the geo alert, like to the subscription to alert you if some pets were found in your area. Again, this will trigger a workflow that will send an email to this person confirming that it was subscribed. Or if we add a new lost or found pet that is within that radius, that's why we are using PostGIS. If it is in that local place, then the person that is already subscribed will receive an email. So we have these database webhooks that, depending on whatever happens on the database tables, it will perform an action. So we have also the external services, like I mentioned before, Grok API. This is for any like social media, social post creation. Resend, this is for sending this is our email provider to send the emails. We have AWS recognitions for the image comparison. And we also have the Pawlink rack service, which is our own service. We just develop it outside for the rack chatbot. Okay. So about the database schema, we have many tables, but the main outcome that you need to know from here is that everything comes from the shelter table. So this table holds all the shelters with a shelter ID, and then most of the rest of the tables will connect through that, because every animal, every shelter document, they should carry a shelter ID. So everything is related to that. Also, again, adoption requests are also related to that. So, and we have role level security, which enforces that boundary. So we can have all the shelters ID in the same table, but a shelter can only see its own data. Lost and found, you can see there is the only one table. Lost and found is the one that is an exception. Those reports for the geo subscriptions, the geo for when you receive an email if a pet was reported in your area, they doesn't have a shelter ID at all. Because it is not attached to a shelter. It depends on, it's free of shelter ID. It's just depending on the if you are subscribed or not to that service. Okay, and well, what makes this real? So we have 4 things that makes this more than a prototype. We have multi-tenant PostgreSQL with a row-level security per shelter, as I mentioned before. We have real-time AI. We have the compatibility scoring through Grok and Llama 3. This is not a static filter, so when you answer the questionnaire, you will get the AI involved to make a decision if you're a good candidate or not. We have computer vision, which is basically, it will automatically do the photo matching with AWS recognition. We have versal functions, which scale horizontally with 0 configuration, and Supabase Postgres, which scale vertically. So that is what the real means. And well, now I will hand it back to my colleague Oscar that will walk you through the rack design.
Hello. Let's go about to the system. Early, it answered a question from a shelter document, a shelter policy. For one question, it said, I don't know. These 2 slides next explain how this works. When a shelter uploads a PDF, 5 things happen. Read the text, clean it, cut it into pieces, turn those into numbers, and save them. Every piece is tagged with a shelter ID. For that's how we keep the shelter separate with inner isolation. When someone asks a question, we only search inside their shelter. Shelter A never sees shelter B documents. And for no hallucination, the hardware use only those pieces. It always shows the source. If the document doesn't say it, the assistant doesn't say it. Next, for the next slide, the last slide. Yes. Now, how it works. The self wrap check the response 2 times. First, it searches only inside this shelter. Then, before it writes, ask questions about if this is actually relevant. Then, write the answer only from those pieces. Then, it checks the answer. It is true the answer this answer the question. Then the user get it with the source. So it still can make the answer stop it. One last decision, no internet search. We only answer with the shelter on document. If the system don't know, we say don't know. So that's all.
Okay, so basically this is our roadmap for the future. We want to, improve our rate limiting on public endpoints. We want to harden authorization. Right now, APIs are public. We want to, make it more secure, having some JWT or something like that to protect it. We want to, right now it is connected, but we want to make the connection between the rack and the AI that we have for the shelters to upload the documents. Then the infrastructure is there. We just need to finally finalize the connection. Full localization. We want everybody to also be Spanish everything. The UI should be fully % Spanish and English. And AI language consistency. Right now, the AI will be answering in Spanish, but we also want to, provide answers in different languages. Well, thank you so much. That's a product. I appreciate your attention. And well, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Okay, I'm gonna clap loudly. No, out loud. Honestly, what a cool product, but not only the product, the architecture, guys. This is the definition of teamwork. This is the definition of good teamwork between different engineers. Congratulations. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic product. I love it. First of all, let's talk about the idea, right? At the beginning, these guys were thinking about how to help pet owners who lose a pet. It's like, right, when a pet gets lost, it's so stressful. Usually people use Facebook groups, Instagram stories, WhatsApp groups. They just spread it, right, everywhere. So honestly, it's really, really stressful and it's heartbreaking, right? Because like you're losing a part of your family. So first of all, that was the first idea. And then we talked internally and we said, how can we make this product like predictable? And the way to make it predictable is not only building it around like lost pets, but also building it around adoption, about people who actually want a pet. And that's a real problem, right? So why it's also very important, because pet owners, veterinarians, people who work in the animal industry will tell you all the time that actually you shouldn't buy a dog. You should always adopt one, because like that's the way to avoid mistreatment, to avoid like people who treat animals poorly, right? So that's why I really, really like this product. I don't know if there's anything similar. I'm pretty sure there isn't. So I really think you guys should consider to actually test it in real life. So honestly, congratulations. Then that's the first thing. Second thing, the user interface is fantastic. The design, the different screens, very intuitive, very easy to use as well. Third aspect I would also talk about is the systems design side of things. I love the architecture you have. I love how you leveraged Next.js, you mentioned before, but also embedding this chatbot, this AI product as well. And regarding the chatbot, I also like it because, again, it has context based on the different shelters, on the different pets that the shelters contain. You can actually interact with different shelters, and it has access to the information of the shelters. So honestly, good, really well done. Well done. This is a fantastic product. It's the definition of like really thinking thoroughly about a problem and coming up with a solution, and not only a solution, and a scalable one. So congratulations. I'm really proud of you guys, the three of you. Fantastic work. Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you, Patrick, and thank you to the team as well. Very good job.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, good job to the three of you. And also, if you've been reading the chat, by the way, which is making my day, Alejandro has two puppies that actually he wants to give in adoption. So if this product was live and was in production, he could be a client of yours. And also these puppies would find a new home. So, we would actually do some good for the world, to be fair. So yeah, that's like really, really cool. But yeah, congratulations again. I really love this product. All right. Thank you. Let's go with the last team of today's demo. This is going to be Vectra, and the team members are Héctor from Peru, who already participated in the second edition, Ismael from España, who's based in España, and Agustín, who's in Argentina. So yeah, if you guys want to share your screen, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. I will share the screen. Let me know if you can see.
Yeah, we can.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are Team 5. We develop Vectra, an AI shopping assistant. If you shop online today and you don't know the exact product name, search fails you. You type lightweight running shoes for men and you get nothing, because the search box is matching keywords, not meaning. We build this AI shopping assistant that fixes that. You describe what you need in plain language, in natural language, or maybe you can upload a photo and it finds the product and explain why it is. The team is formed by Agustín Mebar in the backend side, Ismael Felipa in the front-end side, and me as a lead and AI backend engineer. What we built? An AI shopping assistant that can find products inside the catalog of the store and recommend to the users. There is two problems. The first one is shoppers can express intent. Keyword search has no idea that breathable and lightweight mesh are the same idea. And the second is sometimes you have seen the thing and you have a photo and there is no way to search with it. Let's see the numbers. Our catalog have 100 products indexed with dual text and image embeddings. We automated tests, over 380 tests in the backend and the front end. The response from the chat is between 1 or 2 seconds. And the quantity of money that we invest in this MVP is $5, basically in OpenAI API credits. Everything else, free tire. We have two features in one pipeline. The core is conversational search. When you ask a question, we don't just embed it and wait. A query parser first pulls out structure filters like price, size, category, and those become SQL condition apply before the vector search. Then we embed the query, search 100 products by cousin similarity in a PG vector, re-rank the top 10, and hand the best 5 to GPT-4o Mini, which ranks them and explain the trade-offs. Retrieval takes about 0.8 of a second. The wow factor is image search. You upload a photo, we embed it with Voyage multimodal model into the same vector space as our text. And that's the key design choice. One shared space for both, then hybrid retrieval, merge the visual and semantic results before the model answers. There is the tech stack that we use, organized by layer. In the front end, we use Next 15 and React 19. A Medusa e-commerce backend with custom routes exposing the RAG API. OpenAI and Voyage for the AI layer, and Supabase in the data layer. For the deploying, we use Vercel for the storefront and Railway in the backend. In the project, we was using GitHub projects for workflows. And also something important to mention is that we don't use lang change. Every RAG step is explicit Node.js, full control, easy to debug, and easy to explain. And this is the the quantity of money that we spent that I mentioned before, $5 only in OpenAI API credits, and the rest are free tiers in Supabase, Voyage AI, Vercel, and Require. How we work. Something that I want to mention in this part is that also we use guardrails to basically to protect the endpoints. Every AI endpoint is rate limited per IP. 20 requests a minute, share across chat, semantic search, and image search. Queries are capped at 500 characters, conversation history, and 20 tours. And image uploads at 5 megabytes. How we work. These are the roles that I mentioned before. And this is the GitHub flow. We had an issue, we create a feature branch, then create a pull request, and the pull request have to pass the continuous integration pipeline. With GitHub Actions, the pull request has to pass every unit test that we create. Then the code review, and finally merge with the main branch. And this is the timeline that we take for develop this product. The first 2 weeks with the foundations, working with a monorepo, Medusa, and Supabase schema, and see the data. In the week 3, we work in the ingestion, in the embedding pipeline into BG Vector, and then the following 2 weeks, 4 and 5, in the semantic search. This is the feature 1, and in the week 6 and 7, on the second feature, that is image search, in the demo. And in the last week, in the deploy and demo. So let's start with the demo of Vectra. This product is in production, not in my local computer, and we can start with the demo. This is the page of the products with categories: running shoes, training apparel, and jackets. So let's imagine that everyone starts looking for running shoes. I am looking for running shoes for a woman. We send a message, and it takes some seconds to reply with the product that we have in the catalog, and we show the cards, and at the top we can see the score match of similarity with the database. Also, we can see in this part that we applied filters, running shoes, and it takes only from the text that I sent in the message before. Then we can limit also the price. Now show me run issue for woman. Under $140. So the chatbot replies from the context that we have, and also we can see the filters: running shoes and max $140. That is correct because this product is 85 and 138. Also, we can search now with images. I can drop an image and maybe type a message. I want this product. So Vectra replies with the two products that we have in the catalog. Something similar. This is the score similarity, and the two cards that with the product that we found. Then, so this is a sport store. So if I drop a picture of a chair and I say, do you have this product? Vectra reply, I couldn't find anything in our catalog that looks like your photo. So there is no hallucinations. The Vectra is not invent the answers. It based of the product that we have in the catalog. So we can continue searching the product that we want to buy. Also, in these results, we can click to the products and add to the cart to continue buying other products. And we resize the chat in this part. Well, it was the demo of the chatbot, and we can see now the architecture. I don't know if it is too small, or you can see.
You can zoom in within Zoom. There's an option to zoom in, so it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. This is the system design of the AI shopping assistant. We can start with a client layer. In the storefront, we use Next.js with Medusa Starter. In the chat UI, we use React for the conversational search plus image upload. And this is the business dashboard that in the future we want to implement this dashboard in order to inform the owners what is the lost sales that users what typing in the chat, and we don't have the product in the catalog. The backend layer that is with Medusa, JS, Node.js, and TypeScript. we have a API gateway with Medusa custom routes. And this is the core of the chatbot, the RAG pipeline. We start with a query parser that extracts some words from the message that the user sent. Then these words we convert this word into vectors, and in the embedding service. And next one, we look in the PG vector and compare the similarities with a cosine search. And in the program assembler, we send the top 5 product we included the chat history, the 3 last turns, and send to the LLM service, OpenAI GPT, to structure the answer. In this last step, response format JSONs with product cards and similarity scores. For the feature 1, only the semantic search, we build a chat orchestrator. For the feature 2, we build an image orchestrator using Voyage AI multimodal with hybrid retrieval. And these 2 points we will consider in the future for the feature 3. The data layer, basically in Supabase, Medusa schema with the products, the public schema in PG product, in PG vector, Medusa admin panel to do the CRUD with the products, the variants, and order management. And this is the way that we see the database. We take a CSV catalog from Kaggle, then enrich the descriptions, and see Medusa with the products. Then embed and observe in PG vector. So basically, this is the system design of our AI shopping assistant. Thank you.
All right. Are there any questions, guys, for Vectra? All right. So what I would like to highlight about this product, first of all, about the whole initiative, is that we should have called it like AI-powered demo, because like all the products were using AI in any kind of way. But this product specifically, the power of it is the AI engine, right? Why? Because first of all, it allows customers to upload images and run this image search, which is so handy. Because like if you're a customer and you're not sure about what you want, or maybe you've seen an article on Instagram and then you don't remember which one, which brand, whatever, you can upload it here. And this bot has the logic already to search it for you. So that's fantastic. Then, as we can see, like the backend architecture with all this AI logic is very complex. It's actually a really, really complex product. You can tell how much engineering effort you guys spent here with the retrieval engine, with everything that you've built. So yeah, congratulations, really cool product. As we discussed privately before, I think it would be so useful for you guys if you actually try this with one client or one e-commerce client that allows you guys to test it out in their website, because I really think it can help online businesses. Something that you need to know with e-commerce businesses, well, any kind of business, but specifically e-commerce ones, they're based on impulses sometimes. Like the way people buy online sometimes is very impulsive. So for example, they see an advert on Instagram or like in a social media platform, they click, and then the product has a discount and they want to buy quickly. So that's why it's so important that this bot, for example, would answer questions to people, because with e-commerce products, with like, let's say, low ticket products, with like cheaper products, speed is key. It's really, really important to be able to catch, you know, the buyer that actually wants to purchase the product. So that's what you guys are allowing here. So honestly, congratulations. I did see the effort on this product, how much you worked on it. I did see the post on LinkedIn that you were posting about the architecture, about how you built it, like the progress of it. I saw the post from Hector, from Agustin, from Ismael as well. So honestly, congratulations. Really, really well done. And congratulations particularly on the architecture, on the AI architecture of it, because I can tell you studied and you prepared it in like a very tailored and actionable way. So yes, congratulations, guys. Really, really cool. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to stop the live streaming on LinkedIn. So if anyone is watching this on LinkedIn, thank you. Thank you for watching the streaming. We hope you liked it, and we hope you could experience firsthand the talent of this community. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to stop it here. 1 second. Okay. Vale, ya está. Pues eso, chicos, ya he parado el stream de LinkedIn. Nada, lo primero, daros a todos las gracias, ¿vale? Una vez más por haber participado en esta edición. Esta edición me ha gustado mucho. ¿Por qué? Porque creo que los 5 equipos habéis usado IA, la habéis integrado de algún modo, o bien, pues, integrándolo como parte del producto, que me parece clave, o bien usando herramientas de IA para el desarrollo. Entonces, chicos, muy bien. Luego, también me ha gustado mucho ver cómo compartíais los updates en LinkedIn. Yo soy muy pesada con esto, pero lo que más quiero, o sea, lo que yo que más quiero que os ayude esta iniciativa es eso, es la visibilidad y el portafolio que habéis montado aquí, ¿vale? Entonces, súper. Sinceramente considero que los 5 productos son monetizables de formas muy diferentes, pero todas ellas tienen una cabida, ¿vale? Entonces, no, si queréis, no lo dejéis aquí. Yo la semana que viene lo que vamos a hacer es, voy a hacer una sesión de feedback, vamos a ver todos los productos en detalle y os voy a explicar una estrategia simple de go-to-market, ¿vale? Que se dice en el mundo de las startups, que es cómo hacer ese primer lanzamiento, ¿vale? De un producto. Entonces, de verdad, chicos, yo muy agradecida una vez más con esta comunidad. Mira, hoy ya como a nivel anécdota, ¿no? Pero hoy llegamos a 50.000 en Instagram y a mí esto ya, o sea, estoy como impresionada, ¿sabes? Con todo lo que hacéis, con lo que he vivido todo este tiempo y con ver cómo trabajáis. Eso es lo mejor de todo para mí, ver cómo trabajáis, porque el talento que tenemos aquí es increíble. Así que de verdad que estoy emocionada y lo digo de verdad y que os doy las gracias. Así que estar orgullosos de lo que habéis hecho. Vamos a seguir aquí trabajando juntos muchos años, eso os lo aseguro, porque estoy feliz y porque eso, me encanta veros. Y de verdad, que gracias una vez más, ¿vale? Y a disfrutar los que estáis en España, en Europa, de las vacaciones, que hay que descansar también. Así que nos vemos muy pronto. Y a ver, ¿cuál es el equipo ganador? Yo no es la primera vez que no lo tengo claro, ¿eh? No tengo claro quién va a ganar. Yo también voy a añadir mi voto a ver quién gana. Pero es que veo como puntos fuertes en cada uno de los proyectos, ¿sabes? Entonces no lo tengo claro. Pero bueno, mañana lo anunciaré, chicos. Venga, lo dicho, muchísimas gracias a todos y un abrazo gigante.
Una pregunta, Patricia.
Sí.
Las votaciones son anónimas y podemos votarnos a nosotros, no votarnos a nosotros
Sí,
mismos, pero tenemos que dar votación a nosotros mismos.
Sí, son 100% anónimas. Yo nunca veo el nombre de quién, o sea, son anónimas. No me deja ver los nombres. Por eso lo puse así en Tally. Sí.
Vale.
Genial. Bueno, chicos, de corazón, gracias, ¿vale? Y eso, estar orgullosos y aprovechar esto para LinkedIn, para las entrevistas, porque me consta, y os lo digo, me consta que les ha pasado a varios que estos proyectos les sirvieron para las entrevistas y superaron procesos de selección con esto, con estos proyectos, que parece una tontería, no lo es, ¿vale? Así que lo dicho, que mucho ánimo y que enhorabuena, de verdad, enhorabuena a todos. Un abrazo gigante. Venga, que vaya súper. Adiós,
Bye.
chicos. Bye.
Gracias.
A vosotros. Chao.